Period. Period.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Is that what this was? Weekend at Bernie's it. For the youths, if you don't know what Weekend at Bernie is, when somebody died, people used to just hang them up.
Marionette their bodies.
80s, they would just hang them up on pulleys and party with their body for a few days after they died, until they invented burying people, which came in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
The 1900s.
Yeah.
That's when I was born. I was born in the 1900s. I'm an old woman now.
And I'm a fetus.
You're a fetus. You're youthful forever.
Yeah. I'm fetal. Thank you.
Fetal.
Oh, yeah. She's a fetus. She's young.
Fetus.
Oh, she's so young.
What's
I
this
think
fetus?
I'm finally in my second trimester. So
Holy shit.
You know.
She's gonna grow fingernails any day now.
Any day now. They're on their way.
Wow.
My weird little tail is gone. Don't look like a tadpole. Babies are gross.
Babies are so gross. That's why we should get rid of them.
Speaking of babies, look at Mahogany.
Oh, this is What's Their Sign.
Oh yeah, welcome to our podcast.
We're just chatting.
Hi, how you doing? Howdy do.
Welcome to What's Their Sign.
A podcast where we talk about things and stuff.
Yeah, mostly drama.
And astrology. And flavor of love.
Right now we're talking a lot about flavor of love.
And
who did 9/11?
We don't talk about George Bush here.
Halliburton has entered the chat.
Canceled.
Yeah. Canceled.
Oh God. Take my meds.
Did you?
No.
Okay.
I got another alarm in an hour that says, "Did you take them?"
I like that. That's good. This is very good.
Right? You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Well, yes, flavor of love. That's what we're talking about right now.
They started this episode off with a bang.
Okay, should we do another take?
No, fuck them.
Okay, fuck it. We're not doing another take. So if you, whatever, this is happening. So
get used to it.
Flavor of love. Flavor of love. This is an astrology podcast. We're talking about flavor of love because we love drama and nonsense.
Yes.
So, and this is a show full of it. We love to eat it. And we've been building up to this episode for a long time.
Yes.
We have been saying, oh, we still have this episode coming up since like episode 2. So I forgot how far into the show this episode happens. They make you wait for it, but yeah, they bring out the lady, the legend,
the lady, the woman herself. The reason, honestly, why this show became a thing. Our girl, the one and only Bridgette Nielsen. A cancer queen.
Yeah, so flavor of love. Hopefully you've been following along. If you haven't, please go back and watch our other episodes. Otherwise, you might be confused about what's going on.
Yeah.
And subscribe to the thing, and hit the notifications thing. Thank you. And
buttons somewhere over there.
Buttons. And then Instagram, What's Their Sign Pod. TikTok, What's Their Sign Pod. Otherwise, don't yell at us, editor.
No. We did was that everything?
Patreon.
Oh.
A Patreon.
A Patreon.
In France, they call it a Patreon.
A Patreon.
They also say, I feel so well. That's how they talk. The frog people. It's going to be we're making fun of Europeans today. Because it is our American right.
This is America. This is my first amendment. I don't know the amendments.
The second one means you get to have all the guns.
Oh, yeah. Just power shooting all over the place. That's America.
Yeah.
It's my God-given right.
God said, "Let there be guns." and then that's when Cain killed Abel. God made the assault rifle.
AK-47.
Abel killer. That's what it stands for. They're always like, "How are you gonna ban a gun? You don't even know what it means." It means Abel killer. AK. Cain killed Abel with the Abel killer. 47. Because he shot him 47 times. Y'all act like you don't know the Bible. Go back to church. And you can call me the Rev. Because I'm just revving up. We are unhinged tonight, folks. Okay.
My lashes.
Flavor of love. We're talking about
Jesus
we're talking about a show. We're talking about a moment in history. Fan it out. And in this episode, we get to see Miss Bridgette Nielsen. We cover her a little bit. We touch on it in a couple other episodes. Yeah. In the first episode, we really get into like how, what you were saying, we get to Flavor of Love because of Bridgette Nielsen, because they meet on the set of Surreal Life 3.
Yes.
And then they have their own show, Strange Love. And when that ends, we get Flavor of Love.
Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much like that's pretty much how the episode starts. Is Flav starts off with Hoops and Smiley are snuggling in bed with Flav.
That just seems like such a cute little throuple to be in.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Because Hoops can just like make all the chicken for everybody all the time. Hoops can like cook and be adorable and hot, and then Smiley's just got the crazy big titties. Just the cutest, sweetest.
She's so
sweet,
thing.
Canadian,
huge knockers,
absolutely monstrous knockers. I like and
those like early 2000s, like 90s, like bolted on boobies.
I love that you call them bolted on.
They're bolted, and we're like boom. Boom.
Yeah,
I feel like
Miami is even like,
if you punch them, your hand will break. Mm-hmm. Like they're, I love them. Those are my favorite kind of implants.
Absolutely.
But then Flav is watching TV, getting his hair braided, and he ends up seeing our girl, Miss Hottie, on an episode of Blind Date. And he goes and grabs the other girls to show them. The way
he grabs them is so fucking funny.
It really, really is. We gotta pull this up.
I was getting ready for the day, and I was watching TV, and I was watching another reality TV show. Listen to me.
What's up?
I need y'all to come to my room.
Okay.
Y'all have a seat. Everybody just grab a seat.
She's like
hair half braided, running downstairs. He is so excited.
I represent all women. We like nice things. Flowers, diamonds, especially things that accrue in value.
We look, and it's Hottie on Blind Date.
I got my flowers. That is exactly what I wanted.
The whole show, she's like talking about how much she only wants money out of a man.
The difference between Shatara and a hooker is she doesn't recognize that she may be a hooker.
Now, if EJ was cooler, he could have had these, okay?
She wants somebody to take care of her, buy her jewelry, buy her clothes, buy her all the fine things in life. And that's who she is. She's like a real fake person.
Check this out. But y'all seen this girl on national TV being a gold digger.
And wearing the iconic
titty hammock.
Titty booby hammock.
The slang.
And also the fact that on this show, they had it blurred out. Like, you can see that they had it blurred. So, she was obviously on Blind Date. So, she was either poking some nippies or something. But I don't remember them blurring anything, having to blur anything out there. So,
maybe she learned from that how to
maybe she, like, did this on Flavor of Love, decided, like, you know what, I'm going to put pasties on. And just the fact that now She is so confident in this outfit that she is going to wear it twice on TV. 2 times. 2!
Oh, the Libra and me wear the same outfit on TV twice. Even a cute outfit. The same outfit on TV twice. You're going to see me in 2. What am I, a cartoon character? Like, wear the same outfit everywhere I go?
Also, only a fucking Leo would have the confidence and the audacity to be like, this shit looks so fucking good on me. My titties are just looking right in this hammock that I'm going to wear it on TV 2 times.
So she had to think that that was a flattering outfit. I'm going to say a minimum of 3 times because she had to have tried it on at some point before she wore it on TV.
So after all of this, all the girls are shooketh, as we all are, clearly. And
I just think it's great. So we've talked about this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Did the producers put this on for him, or did he truly just happen to come upon it? Because I also noticed that it's not like the other girls are sitting around watching TV ever. So I don't know that they have access to the television necessarily. So he just has a TV in his room, maybe because he's the talent. So he has probably more freedom to have contact with the outside world and stuff. So I wonder, did they know this, or did it truly just happen to? Because we find out in a second, there's other people in the house who have also been on the show.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is it just random?
Yeah,
or was it arranged?
Ooh, I could see the producers arranging this
to fit the narrative. Maybe, yeah.
To just be like, oh, here, watch a little TV.
Who knows what? I mean, maybe,
or maybe it could have been. They might only have like limited access to certain TV. I mean, this was 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like, I mean, yeah, TV is very different than it was today. Obviously.
We didn't have back then, you guys. I don't know that Netflix even existed. And if it did, you had to send away for DVDs to be mailed to your house.
Yeah.
You didn't stream a goddamn thing. If you wanted to stream, you had to walk through the woods and go find it.
On demand was just barely a thing at this point.
Yeah.
Comcast On Demand.
TiVo. TiVo was like new tech.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Back in the 1900s, you had to visit a market, a merchant who dealt only in VHS tapes. And candy you could only find at the movie theater.
Yes.
Blackbuster?
Yeah.
Ion Video?
Uh-huh.
Did you have Ion Video in Minneapolis? Or Minnesota?
Maybe?
We had Ion Video.
We definitely had Blockbuster.
For sure, Blockbuster.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. I remember also, like, we were able to rent videos at, for some reason, the tanning salon my mom would go to also, like, was a...
What a very specific, like, 90s, early 2000s,
yeah,
like,
because I would
business venture.
It was like a tanning salon, and you could rent movies there because I would rent Rocky and Bullwinkle.
I love that. My mom would beg me to not rent Balto because we would go to Ion Video and like Friday night, and we would pick out our movies for the weekend because you had to watch the same video over and over again if you were like a regular person. Anyway, you couldn't watch different things. You would get the one video, and then that is what you watched. Mm-hmm. And sometimes on your birthday or Christmas, they would give you a DVD or a VHS for you to own.
Yeah, I got all the Gilmore Girls.
Specific. I love that.
Yeah.
I never watched Gilmore Girls, but I think it's like I had the single mom experience, so like I didn't need to watch a show about it.
I just like watching a single mom who actually also kind of did have money.
She did. She came from money, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
So they see Hottie on
Blind Date.
Unclear.
I think it's very coin toss whether or not they arranged it, or whether the producers arranged for Flav to see this, or whether or not he truly stumbled upon it. Mm-hmm. If he truly just stumbled upon it, I think that is an incredible happenstance.
Yes.
And I don't feel bad for Hottie because I think have different opinions. You love her, and I think she's annoying.
I think she's very annoying, but
she does get screen time. She gets screen time. She's good at what she does.
She knows
very good
what
at it.
she's doing, and she plays the I'm kind of dumb. Like,
but she's actually very smart.
She's very smart. She's very accomplished.
Yeah.
It was like I love her.
Yeah,
I stan.
I
stan.
I feel kind of bad because the way Flav grabs all the other girls to go in there and watch this, and then it turns out other people in the house have been in very similar situations of being on literally the same show, Blind Date, and then Hottie goes the rest of the episode likely having no idea that this happened.
Yeah.
Because he's like, don't tell her I want to be the one to blow this up, is what he says to the girls after they watch it together.
And blow it up at the very end.
Yeah, like she goes through the whole episode. She goes through the whole episode. Like he's hanging out with her at multiple points. Yeah. And they don't get into it. And I think that's like, I don't know. Like, I think it does speak to the Piscean thirst for revenge, I guess. Like, he wanted it to be this huge dramatic moment, and I definitely know Pisces who have done that. Like, waited to say how they really felt for the drama. Oh, yeah, I love it. It's great.
Absolutely, I love it.
I feel like something Libras don't talk about a lot. I feel like we can be very quick tempered because we don't know how to sit with anger. And as a quick tempered Libra, I do not know what it's like to find out something like that and not immediately go, ah! Like, I don't know how you sit on it and keep a straight face.
And also your Scorpio moon would help a lot with that too.
Oh, just so intense. The emotions are so intense.
And also, like, I mean, having air in your chart, I also understand this. Being an air rising.
Yeah.
If you hear something, a secret,
and you don't want me to react,
you have to immediately tell somebody.
I call and text her just like everything. It's like I have no other safe place to reveal this information.
And I love it.
And of course you do.
I like
I mean, it goes both ways, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Live for the drama. We live for it. I love it.
It's fun. It's a good time.
It's so fun. So Flav sits all the girls down and he tells them that they're going to be hanging out with a very important person in his life, and that is Madame Bridgette Nielsen. Giddy.
I think it's funny that he calls her that.
Oh, it's so funny.
But I see that that's her actual birth name is like Gitte. Is it pronounced? She's Danish. Is it Gitte or is it Giddy in Danish? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I have no idea.
Anyway, so I just don't know if her name is actually Giddy or if he's like calling her a funny nickname. But anyway, let's go.
No. Let's watch Giddy's entrance.
Not only that, but this woman, I love her a whole lot. Best friend knows me. I want y'all to be nice to her. I want to introduce y'all to my friend, Bridgette Nielsen. Yo, Gita!
Foofy! Hello! Hey, girl!
When Bridgette came through the curtains, I was like, okay.
How you doing? Very nice to meet you.
She's just, like, she walks in, and she's so stunning. She's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Just, like, and I'm sure her presence is, like, so commanding, because she's also, like, 6'2".
And she's got little heels on.
Yeah, she is a tall woman who is beautiful, who has been in the industry for a long time, just knows how to, like, catch her light, all of that. I love her.
She also, she has a very large, I could not care less attitude. Like,
yes.
I say that, and then we'll get into when I think she does care. But she, she's very, like, the girls say stuff to her, and it's like, she's not interested in hearing it.
Right. She's like, I'm a fucking
She's
model.
so confrontational.
Oh, yes, and I love it.
I love you the most. We ended up with our own show called
So this is where they kind of their start.
It was definitely quite an adventure with Bridgette.
You cannot give me rules.
Well,
Because
I'm
I'm
not
different than the
Mattia.
others. And if
Thank
you don't
you.
want me because the way I am, okay.
Gotta go. I gotta go. Saying goodbye to Bridget was not kind of hard. It was very hard. The love relationship is over with me and Bridget, but we are still remaining the best of friends.
Big Mama is back in town to hook up with Flavor Flav and see what love is all about.
How much you want to admit they definitely still have feelings for each other?
They 100% do.
You're
trying to tell me 2 water signs?
Oh, 2 water signs that had a tumultuous relationship?
That wasn't, a lot of substance use, it seems like.
Yeah, they definitely, she's definitely talked about her substance use, and I think she later was on, Celebrity Rehab.
Sure.
But I do want to just get into just Bridgette's background before we really like dive into like why she's there. Because she is very successful. So Bridgette is a Danish model who later began an acting career, appearing in movies such as Red Sonja, Rocky VI, Creed II, Beverly Hills Cop 2, and Cobra. Bridgette has been married 5 times.
Wow.
Most notably, she was married to Sylvester Stallone, who they were only married for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Bridgette stands tall at 6 feet. Sorry, not 6'2", 6 feet, but still tall.
That's a tall girl.
She's been in Playboy multiple times, getting the cover December 1987. In the late 80s, she was approached by Marvel to pose for photographs dressed as the comic book character She-Hulk. The media would refer to her as an Amazon because of her statuesque appearance. She did have a brief little music career. One of albums such as Everybody Tells a Story and I'm the One, ... nobody else. It's so dumb. Her duet, she had a duet with Austrian pop star Falco called Body Next to Body, which went number 22 in Germany and number 6 in Austria. I actually listened to it and it's not bad. It's a cute little bop.
Is it?
Yeah. And she also did a collab with famed drag queen RuPaul called You're No Lady. And which I'm like, I love that. They did that. She appeared in Michael Jackson's Liberian Girl music video, as well as Korn's Make Me Bad. She has been had many TV appearances. Surreal Life, obviously Strange Love. You had Celebrity Big Brother, Surreal Life, Fame Games, Celebrity Rehab, Dancing with the Stars in Germany, and many others. She also revealed in her autobiography that she had an affair with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think when she was during the filming of Red Sonja.
Love that for her.
Right?
I just love, because Carrie Fisher kind of did the same thing where it's just like, oh, by the way, this, super hot famous person, I fucked him. And it's like, thank you. Thank you for letting us know.
Right? I love this. Bridgette has 5 children, one of which was born when Bridgette was 54 years old.
No.
54.
Ma'am, that is incredible that you are still so fertile at that age. But
it is wild.
Hear me out. You're so close to being done. Just be done.
Especially because, because I remember, finding out that she had the baby at 54, and I didn't realize that she'd already had kids. Because I was like, okay, I guess if she doesn't have any kids, that makes sense, because I know, Janet Jackson did that. But she already had kids. She already had 4 at that point. That's wild to, go back and be like, yeah, I want to have another baby. Nice. Yeah, and she... so why they ended up, why Flav and Bridgette ended up splitting is because Bridgette decided to go back to her fiance, who I know we've talked about this before, where we weren't sure. He was the one holding the cigarette in his toes for Bridgette in the beginning of the season. I love it. And we're not sure if they were together the whole time or had an open relationship, because like she goes back to him. So it's like I'm not quite sure about the dynamics of that.
I have a lot of questions. I want to know like what his story is, because he's obviously a freaking he's the one giving her a cigarette with his feet.
They're still married too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So obviously he was the one. Yeah. So that's our girl Bridgette. So Bridgette is going to mingle with the girls a little bit, and then she is going to do a lie detector test with all of them.
Actually, I'll do. Thank you. So that's my job now. Find out what you girls are all about, and if any of you are really right for him.
Her sitting down and then kicking that leg up. Did you see that? I loved it.
She's so nuts.
Just, woo! Kicking her leg up. Her legs are like 4 feet long.
Easy.
Like
she's 100 feet long legs.
Yeah.
It's like she has stilts attached to her.
Yeah. Her legs, her hips are like here, where my shoulder is. It's crazy. So she asked him some questions of like who has slept in bed with him, and pretty much everybody says that they have, which is like, so there's a lot of stuff that they did not air, because like Goldie said that she had, I mean, we knew Pumpkin and Hoops and Smiley
in New York,
kind of. And then Hottie must have at one point too. So there's like,
I wonder, I guess, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Because, yeah, like, I mean, Goldie is the one that says we all have.
Oh, yeah.
And they never showed that.
Or Hottie, really.
And you can tell that Bridgette is like, nah, she is not.
She's like so upset about it. It's just, yeah.
You can tell she's jealous.
She's very spicy.
Ms. Ma'am is jealous. So we get into the interrogation where she's asking them questions and doing a lie detector test. Also, funny enough, so the person that is doing the lie detector test, he is like infamous for being the one that does all the lie detector tests for like celebrities. Like, you'll see him in a bunch of different reality TV shows, talk shows.
Is he really
even like influencers, like stuff like that? Like that's like his gig, is to do lie detector tests. Like even like today.
Is he a polygraphist? What is
he must be? Yeah. Like he is just.
So is there a chance that this is kind of real?
I think so. I mean, polygraph tests are also like,
they're not accepted in court.
Yeah, no, because it has a lot to do with your heart rate, and like people can be nervous and still telling the truth.
Right.
Like, so it is but Goldie goes first, and Goldie does great, obviously. And let's just watch.
This is and will become a lie detector test.
I've never taken a polygraph test before. I was all scared. My heart was beating real fast.
So before was fun, but now we're really bad to the bone.
I need an honest girl. I need a true girl. Bridgette was giving the girl lie detector tests and feel these girls out for me.
If you want Foofy, be honest. Okay. Do me a favor. If you don't want Foofy, just tell all lies, and I'll have him.
I'll have him.
This is.
I'll have him.
This is her like starting to be like, oh baby, you're jealous.
She's so jealous, and
or
it just gets worse.
I think it could be a jealousy, or it could be like, I just don't want anybody else to have him. Even if she doesn't actually really want him anymore, it's like, I just don't want anyone else to have him.
Relatable.
I mean, yeah. Oh, very, very much.
Are you truly attached to Foofy-Foofy?
Yes.
Look at Goldie, she's so cute.
Do you like me?
Yes.
You don't ash that cigarette?
Have you had sex with her?
No. Oh, when I was sitting across from Bridgette Nielsen, I was just looking her straight in the eye like, yeah, bring it on.
They
Would
are.
you like to have sex with him?
Just.
Yes.
You're not supposed to laugh.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't even feel any pressure not to lie or anything like that. I just flowed with it.
Have you seen the movie Red Sonja?
Yes.
Lied.
Have you ever been on a reality television before?
Does dating shows count?
So just a yes or no. If you're insecure, I guess you would say no.
Yeah.
But I'll repeat the question. Have you ever been on a reality television show before?
Yes.
Have you ever had sex on reality television before?
Yes.
We gotta talk about it.
Yeah.
Blind date? Did she have sex on Blind Date?
Yeah, she must. Well, okay. Well, did we find out later that she's been on multiple different reality
Which show did she
TV
have sex on?
stars? I don't know. I forget.
Unless she's talking about this one.
Yeah, because so this is Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Those who are listening. So Pumpkin just admitted that she has been on another reality TV show, which we find out is Blind Date.
Yeah.
The same one that Hottie was also on. I also just want to just note the outfit in this. Like, I went to Michael's and just glued a bunch of costume
Where
jewelry.
do you think she bought that? She bought it like that.
Oh, absolutely, she bought it like that, and it's just
so bad.
It's bad.
It's like a halter. It's like a tube top, but like this weird thick band collar thing around it, and the band. It's a black top, and the band is just kind of covered with like awkwardly placed gems that truly, yeah, like you said, look hot glue gunned on.
Yes, it's not. It ain't cute. It's not cute. Let's get back into this.
But when I said yes, I saw her face and she was like, oh, you know.
Do you love Foofy?
Yes.
Do you think Foofy-Foofy is in love with you?
No.
I
Would
think
you like
she's
to have
being honest there.
Foofy-Foofy's
Yeah.
children?
No.
Because you don't want kids.
Yep.
She had no right to give us a lie detector test. Like, who is Bridgette Nielsen to be pointing the finger at us when she hurt Flav so badly?
Are you 25 years old?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you older than 30?
No.
Have you ever been on television before?
No.
Do you want Foofy-Foofy for his money?
No.
So literally, Hottie lies about every single question.
Every single question. So wait, I want to figure out how old she was here, because let's see. So Shatar Sapphira. So oh, come on. Okay, so she's 51 here, or
So she's
today.
51. August 2nd, and this came out. Let's look up when.
I know we said we're not going to do math on the pod, but
Oh my. I'm sorry. I'm gonna kill myself. What is happening? Okay, great. January 1st, 2006. So let's look. So she's 35.
and she asks,
or she might be 34. She might be turning 35 this year.
Yeah,
because her birthday's in August.
So she asked, "Are you older than 30?" She said no.
So she's 35, 34, 35.
That is just. She'd also, I mean, if she's 35, she doesn't look like it.
No, she looks great.
But I just think that's really funny.
I just think it's a weird thing to lie about too. To lie that you are 20, that you are 10 years younger, because he's in his 40s. Like, why couldn't you say that you were like 30?
Right. Absolutely.
I don't know. Like, I just think it's weird to go that young, especially when you're claiming to have done all these things, like graduated from all of these universities, having multiple degrees and stuff. It's like, you've accomplished all of this.
Does she say how old like she is in this? Like, because
I don't remember her saying, but my guess is that she's probably talking about it and we're not seeing it. Like, she's probably talking about it off camera.
Yeah, because I'm curious to see at how old she says that she is.
Because
I mean, she also lies about her measurements.
Yeah, I think that comes up.
Yeah, I think it does.
It's just so bizarre.
It is.
Be fibbing about this.
I'm sure the polygraph was going like this. Like, the bitch is lying. She's lying.
Are your boobs real? No.
Now I'm smiley.
Have you ever been a stripper?
You know what? I gotta stop this. I can't answer just yes or no when there's reasons and they're just so vague, the
These
questions.
are the rules. Okay? If you're an honest person, you should not have a problem because it'll come out if you're speaking truth.
That's why I was asking if I can ask questions beforehand.
You cannot.
Okay, well then...
All right, so that's it.
I don't like her.
Have you ever been a stripper?
Yes. I've never done a lie detector test before. I can't just say yes or no without explaining myself. You know, the interview totally freaking sucked.
Are you still in love with your ex-husband?
Yes. I was just starting to get closer to Flav, and now this might just draw us apart.
I feel bad because I think that she doesn't need to be ashamed of being a stripper.
I think it speaks to whorephobia is still rampant right now, but at the time I think it was. And I think it's really shitty to out her like that.
Yeah.
To out someone for doing sex work in such a public way. Like, sex work is absolutely work and I think is vital to society. But I also think that since it is and has always been so demonized and so hard to, like, just exist in the sex work realm, just to be able to, like, have control of your finances, or if you ever wanted to leave sex work, or, you know, have explore other opportunities, like, this information being out there can be really damning. Not that it should be, but that's just the reality of the situation. So I just think that this is a really shitty thing that they sprung on her.
Yeah, because that's absolutely the producers, like, who were like, we're going to out her for this. Because it could have been, I mean, people, like, decide to, or, like, choose to do sex, or not chooses sex work for various reasons. It could have been a really hard time in her life.
It could have been for survival. It could have been because it was empowering.
Yeah, absolutely. And though I do think that was, like, I think that was really sad. I think the thing with her ex-husband, that's totally different.
I think that's totally different. I think it's great that she was honest about it. I think it's better that she was honest about that instead of lying and getting caught in the lie. Because we've seen before, Flav is, like, super into the honesty thing.
Yep. Absolutely.
So I think,
So what ends up happening after this?
She takes them all to dinner. She has all the girls join her for dinner. And honestly, this is when people, like, Bridgette has clearly been drinking wine all day. She's clearly
slurring.
She's clearly inebriated. And she starts to get really mean. And this is also what I think when we're starting to see that insecurity really ramp up, because she starts targeting, I think, the girls that she's the most insecure about.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Tired girl sitting on the other side.
And it all started with hoops.
You know what? You think you're too pretty, and you're not that pretty. You just have to settle down.
Bridget, why would you say that? I think she called me ugly. She was just like, you know, you're ugly.
What goes around you? Okay, you're chilling.
This is me. This is what I do.
I just ask you, if you're chilling, we won't be talking to you anymore. You keep chilling until you are ready to face the situation, okay?
Poor Smiley.
Acted that way with me as she did hoops. So help her God, you know, I would have definitely took a chunk out of her freaking Norwegian ass and told her where she could go.
I do really wish that if that would have been directed towards New York, that would have been so even more explosive.
So crazy. And it's so funny to me because we see how this takes off and, like, literally the rest of the night is them fighting.
Yes.
But it's which I think is hilarious, just two cancers like absolutely going at it. But yeah, I think if she had tried that with New York, I really wish I could have seen.
I
like,
know.
Because New York would have. She told Pumpkin she needs a facelift. Can you imagine? She told Hottie she looks like Luther Vandross. She told Pumpkin she needs a facelift. Yep. I can't imagine. Bridgette, gorgeous, obviously international supermodel, tall, whatever, not without flaws.
Nope.
And New York has that heat-seeking fucking insult missile.
Oh my god!
Like, what are you insecure about? Eyebrows. Like, she's like so
Bing!
Yeah.
Ugh, wild.
Okay. Don't even try it.
Look at how uncomfortable Pumpkin is.
Yep.
Pumpkin's like, please help me. Pumpkin looks like my dog when we're on a walk. So anxious.
You really care what the comes out of our mouth? I think the way Bridgette might have been acting had to do with jealousy.
This is not necessary. Even though one little girl in there feels offended by me, and I'm sorry about that.
No, not no little girl. And I don't feel offended by nothing you say.
You shouldn't
Because
be
that's
feeling
you.
that way because,
Nah, I don't. You don't gotta keep referring to me, Bridgette. You do not gotta keep referring to me. Talk to them.
The vibe was just intense. We ended up going to dinner like across the street, but still it was just like a battlefield.
So you can't handle it. You keep sitting there like this. You're only one.
Whatever you want.
So they literally are now in a different establishment.
Yeah.
They are now in a different establishment. And they also, it appears, again, one of the only times they are actually in freaking public.
Yeah.
And she's acting, I mean, literally, if you're listening, I mean, again, hopefully you're being mindful because there's a lot more yelling in this episode.
Yes.
But Bridgette is standing. She's 6 feet tall. She has heels on. She's 6 feet tall. She's standing over the table, like yelling down at Hoops, and Hoops is just sitting there.
Yep.
So
Hoops is like, that's her, like, I'm over it.
She's over it. And I just feel, honestly, I feel for everybody in this situation. Bridgette is being an absolute nightmare. But I just feel, can you imagine just like sitting in a public place and there's just this absolutely like this Amazon woman hammered yelling at all of you, just standing over you? I would be physically so uncomfortable.
Oh my god. Yes, absolutely.
Bridgette, don't leave.
If somebody's trying to start some with me, I got such a temper, I gotta say something back.
Look at you. Your face is entirely like this. Hey,
what's the matter
with the doctor? Something is wrong with you.
Flav doesn't think so.
Ooh.
Bridgette was giving it to Hoops, but Hoops was not afraid to just, I mean, she went off on her.
What's wrong with you? What's really wrong with you, Bridgette? What's really wrong with you? Because it's not me.
Hoops was the most arrogant, obnoxious person I've met in many years. Okay, are you ready to finish now?
No, are you? We don't really know how much influence Bridgette has, but I didn't care about making an impression on her. At that point, I was like, whatever. I don't even care.
If I was Foofy, he would want this evening to go well. And if that person do not want to do that, she should leave the table. What are you all doing?
Thank you, Bridgette, but no thank you. We are getting to eliminations again. Me and Bridgette, we're not getting along at all. If it plays a role in this elimination part, I could be the next one going home.
Also, still smoking inside.
Still smoking inside.
That, like, Hoops, I love that. The Flav doesn't think so.
You see Bridgette get real upset, and then what's really her asking, "What's really your issue?" Like, what? Because it's not me. I'm not the problem. And it's like, you are 100% correct.
Yes,
and everyone else in the room knows what's happening.
Yep.
Like, everyone else can read it. Honestly, I think if I was Bridgette rewatching this, I would be absolutely mortified. The behavior is so just like, it's truly nuts to me.
And and like the fact that you can tell she is visibly hammered. Like visibly hammered. And Yeah, so
and clearly Hoops is an absolutely stunning person.
Oh yeah,
she is so gorgeous, and I feel like
I think because of the fact that Hoops was not intimidated by her.
Hoops doesn't care,
and like that like wasn't like biting as much as like probably Bridgette wanted. Like she probably wanted it to be even more explosive than it is. Like the fact Hoops like doesn't really ever raise her voice.
No, she just. But every time Bridgette says something to her, she has to respond.
Yeah,
and that she says that I have such a temper, and when someone says something to me, I can't stop. And we see this play out when it's just her and the final like her in New York in the end. Spoiler alert: when it's just the final two, like the two of them can just go back and forth. It's like a tennis match. Just swinging back and forth at each other.
Absolutely. So Hoops, she leaves
I think
dinner.
I think she does. She could have chose to stay and continue to make everybody uncomfortable, but she leaves to go pout outside, and I applaud her for that.
Yeah, I agree. So once the girls are back from dinner, Smiley is
New York looks
confiding. She looks beautiful.
Those titties.
That dress is amazing. New York looks, this is great.
So great. Also, just a note, it comes up, but people talk about how she gained a bunch of weight in the house. And it's like, I don't see it, but she looks so like gorgeous throughout it. I do think I notice her boobs getting bigger throughout the show though.
Yeah.
If she does gain any weight, it's literally all in her titties.
Yeah. Yeah, she looks amazing here. But Smiley is confiding in New York, stupidly confiding in New York, the least trustworthy person. As much as I love New York, that's not the person I would go to.
Also, like the most trustworthy person because you know what she's about up front.
That is true.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That is true. But Smiley is confiding in her about what came up with Smiley still being in love with her ex-husband. And I think she also like talks to like a couple other girls about it as well. Because a lot of the girls have opinions on it.
Yeah.
And New York, I mean, basically is like, I don't know why you're telling me this shit.
She calls it flavor of love, not flavor of friendship.
Yes.
He wants to give everybody like a chance to come clean, and I think that's a very Piscean like move.
Yeah, and I think it's fair because he obviously he knows that like Bridgette's gonna tell him like all the tea, everything that happened, and it's like, yeah, come clean. Like tell me
what it is, but I also feel like it's partly because like he knows that Bridgette is coming from such a skewed perspective.
Yes. Oh yeah. So he definitely
like,
clocks that. Like he knows like
literally he's like, oh, so there's 6 girls in this house and none of them are the right one for me.
Yeah.
You don't think any of them would be good for me. And she's like, nope.
Because so they go and they sit down and have lunch together. Yeah, they're talking. Bridgette talks about how she likes Goldie, but she doesn't think that Flav would be as like physically attracted to her,
which I think is just shady.
Which I think it is. Like I think that Goldie is beautiful.
Goldie is so pretty, and it's just weird to me because it's like Bridgette. You're obviously a famous supermodel. We get it, but like you're not like, I don't know. I guess like. At this point, for you to be making these comments, it's like, do you think you are just like the prime example of what he's attracted to?
Right.
Old white ladies? Maybe it is. I don't know, but there's not a lot of people, there's not a lot of representation of that in the show. And you would think that the casting people would have brought more tall white ladies on if that was his main thing.
Attraction. So she also reveals, she talks about Smiley saying that she is insecure, talks about her being a stripper, and then
again, shitty.
Yeah, it was really shitty. And also her still being in love with her ex-husband. Flav isn't like super upset about, her being a stripper, but he definitely takes a lot of note for her still saying that she's still in love with her ex-husband. She doesn't like pumpkin.
No.
Naturally.
Yeah. She's like, there can only be one crazy blonde lady.
Only be one crazy blonde lady with broken blonde hair. She says New York may be crazy. She says New York is there for him, but she might be crazy, which she is. And then she talks about how Hottie lied. Here, we're gonna listen to Bridgette.
Bridgette does give the breakdown of everything Hottie lies about.
Yes, and it is very funny. Let's just listen to her breakdown.
Here we go. Hottie, are you older than 30?
No.
She lied about everything. Okay, yeah. Her size, her feelings, her measurements here, and it just went on and on and on.
And then she gets into her whole thing with Hoops.
Which I just think it's funny how she talks about it, because it's like, I mean, you literally started that interaction with Hoops by saying you think you're pretty, but you're really not that pretty. Yes. Which is a super fucking rude thing to say to somebody.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's convenient how you leave out like why Hoops may have come at you with this energy because you just told her that she's ugly.
Mm-hmm. Which luckily Flav clocks that. I think he knows that, like...
He knows Hoops is the chillest person.
Yeah, so I'm sure him being, like, hearing, like, oh, like, that she was rude to Bridgette, and he also knows how Bridgette is, and he knows that she's, you know, obviously, like, a little jealous, and I think his reactions to all of this were, like, I mean, very realistic. So they
say goodbye.
They say their goodbyes. And Flav just takes everything that Bridgette says into consideration.
Yeah, I think he talks about how it's like, oh, nobody here was for me. She's clearly still feeling some kind of way. She still wants Flav.
Yeah.
And I think he probably still has feelings for her, but I don't think he wants her like that anymore.
No, I think, yeah, probably like a reminiscing on the past and what could have been.
Right.
But knowing that it's not, because I think she's fully married at this point to Mr. Cigarette in the Toes.
Siggy Toes.
Siggy Toes.
His name is Siggy Toes.
So Flav, once he gets back to the house, he tells the girls that he wants to talk to them one-on-one, to give them a chance to be honest, and he has a talk with Smiley first.
Mm-hmm. How you doing?
I'm okay. No.
So what's going on with you? Is there anything you want to tell me? I found out some things that Bridgette learned that night of the lie detector tests, so I'm giving y'all a last chance to tell the truth and really come all the way clean.
You know, the whole lie detector test was horrible. The moment I did it, I'm like, I already failed, you know, because I couldn't answer. Just yes or no without an explanation.
But what could it be that you would fail on if you're a true person? Only the truth doesn't fail. You only can fail on lies. Lies are failure. Truth is not a failure.
You know, they asked,
Are you still in love with your ex-husband?
Yes. You know, are you an erotic dancer?
She still didn't really come all the way clean. She didn't really talk about how much he was in love with her ex-husband.
It's not exactly the best thing to be, you know? So, I was just disappointed because I thought maybe I would have disappointed you.
Oh, see, I love that. That's so sweet.
Think, like, he is, like, that's a
super, like, very, like, reassuring and I think emotionally mature way of look at it.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, he doesn't care. And I think it's also, like, I don't know, probably a sex positive thing. And I think it also has to do, I don't know, I imagine with, like, his, like, identity in hip-hop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, rich and famous men and strip clubs go together, like...
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
They're besties.
Yes.
So, I feel like probably more than other... I don't know. I think people who are not in that world, who maybe aren't as familiar, like would be more judgmental, but because he has that, I think more like, one, Pisces, and then 2, just being a creative, I think being in that environment, it's like he has to get it.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's like, yeah, absolutely.
But you know what I mean? Like if he was like, this was like the regular Bachelor, and it's like some guy who's like, I'm a tennis instructor. Like maybe he's not going to be as supportive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or like, I'm a doctor or a lawyer. Like, are they going to be as supportive as, you know, I guess someone who's, I don't know, already about it.
Yeah, I agree. And that's like, I think that's a very sweet little Pisces side of him, is being that like understanding and just like connecting in moments like that. He has a lot of those moments, especially during eliminations, where I just super appreciate.
Yeah, he's very real. I also think her not wanting to bring up her still being in love with her ex is obviously not great, that she's not being honest about it. But I also, as a Libra, can relate to not even wanting to connect with those feelings.
Yeah, because that's a lot to dig up, and that's like that's a hard conversation, I think, to have.
And because she does seem like she is kind of trying to be private, I guess. Like, which I don't know. I also get that of like, okay, like, yes, I want to be this like outgoing, bubbly person, but also like have those reservations and have those things that necessarily you're not trying to like, I don't know, flaunt to everybody. So it's like, I don't want to connect with these feelings, and I definitely don't want to connect with these feelings in front of these fucking cameras.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Oh no.
So he also I just saw a glimpse of Miss Pumpkin. Oh boy. Okay. Baby boy. Okay. So he talks to Pumpkin. And he gives her the opportunity to come clean about being on other, you know, reality TV shows, and she does not take the bait. But we just gotta
the hair. I wrote down Cynthia Doll. Angelica Cynthia Doll.
Baby girl's got cornrows.
Woo!
She's got cornrows.
Yeah. What did they do to this girl? Yeah. It's
now we're gonna get into Hoops is gonna talk about her and Bridgette's interaction.
About anything at all. We fought the whole time.
Look at how happy she is to say these words.
Yep.
Yeah, that was it. We just fought the whole time. Like, we fought.
Bridgette told me Hoops was very arrogant, very disrespectful, and she's walking around like she won this thing already.
So that's it.
And that's it?
Is that it? That's it.
I was like, messing with her head, man.
That's it. I feel like everybody in the house is being like totally screwed right now. I feel hurt. It's not fair. I mean, he has another girl coming in the house, and if she influences him in a negative way, I mean, he's looking at us all different.
No.
So that's it.
Oh, poor Hoops.
Hoops is getting all emotional because it's like, this also I don't think was her fault.
No. Oh no.
Her defending herself from somebody who's actively bullying her and being degrading to her is, and then I don't know. I think she could have maybe gone into more, maybe we just don't see it, but gone into more information about why they were fighting. Like, because I think saying, like, she told me, like, that I'm not pretty is, to me, it's like, so yeah, we were not getting along.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I didn't lie about anything. You should know that. But 2, like, she was, like, actively talking shit to me, so I stood up for myself.
Yeah.
And, like...
Also, you can tell Flav, I think Loki loves it.
And he said, I'm messing with her head a little bit.
And he loves that they were fighting and that they were not getting along.
Oh, yeah. He loves it.
100%. So Goldie, he says, is the only one who didn't lie about anything. Obviously, Goldie's an angel. And later on, Flav, after Flav talks to all the girls, a couple of Pumpkin, New York, and I forget who else, talked to Flav about Smiley.
Flav?
Yes.
The girls as a whole wanted to let Flav know that Smiley didn't want to be here, wasn't sure if she wanted to be here, and if you're not sure, then you should go home.
Oh, Goldie. All of them.
We aren't the only ones that feel that way about Smiley.
I felt Smiley on a lot of things that she had to say. I tried to be a support system to her, but it was like, come on, yo, it's getting redundant. Like, hello.
They feel that I don't want to be in this house, but I do. I just feel that I'm not the strongest person because she's always reminding me that I'm unstable.
She had the audacity and the nerve to call me out in front of Flav.
The relationship she has with y'all is one thing. The relationship that she has with me is another. No matter what, the decision still will be upon me if Smiley stays here or not.
Do you also see
So
that that's the
everybody,
outfit he wore
let's
in the
have a
last
good
episode
evening.
of
I'll see y'all at
Strange
elimination.
It is! Oh my god, that's so funny.
And then I let her have it.
Smiley is going to, talk to them about that whole interaction and being called out like that.
I said to him, I want to be here because I do want to be here.
Less than 24 hours ago, you didn't know. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, because I didn't know if friendship is enough. This is flavor of love, not flavor of friendship. I don't know if I'm good enough for him.
What changed?
I can't think on the spot.
Because you don't know, because you're just trying to stay here because it's elimination night.
Don't tell New York that you don't want to be here and then turn around and tell him you do.
You're right. At this point right now, I am going through a lot, but I still want to get to know him. Is that a bad thing?
Emotional baggage, I'd feel like I can't offer a man a damn thing except another problem. I see Smiley totally taken away from Flav, emotionally draining him, being a pain in the ass, if you will. It's not fair to him. It's not fair to you.
It's not fair
Fix
to you.
that up.
So what, you're able you want me to just leave then? Just tell me.
It's not up to me.
It's not about
Well, I'm telling you, if he asked me to stay, I'm still staying because in my heart, I want to stay.
Smiley was screaming at the top of her lungs like I'd never even heard her ever come out like that.
And I don't know how much more, and I hate the fact that if I want to cry, I can't cry because I have to think about what you guys are saying. This is how I feel. I want to get to know him. And it's not because
I feel bad for Smiley.
I do feel bad for Smiley.
Because I think all of these emotions are now coming up. And I think that she's had to try to keep all of that in. And all those emotions with her ex-husband. And I think that now that it's being confronted, that it's very hard and trying to.
I also think she's being heavily manipulated.
Oh yeah, I do, absolutely. I think so too.
So I feel really bad for her. I think this sucks.
It does. Because I like Smiley.
I do like Smiley a lot. She's great. She's super sweet. I don't know. We love her.
Yeah, I feel bad. That's tricky. It's a tricky one. But we're gonna now get into eliminations.
And everybody who you think is gonna stay, stays. Goldie gets the first clock.
Yep.
And, Pumpkin gets a clock. New York gets a clock. Hoops gets a clock.
Yep. And he waits until the very end to get, or not very end, but one of the last to give Hoops a clock, which I thought was really interesting.
He's just messing with her because he does. I think he is super into her. He might be the most into her, and just so that she keep her on her toes, I think he is trying to act like, oh, are you going home today?
Yeah.
And then, but knowing she's not
Yeah.
But just so that it's like, you can't walk around like you've already won. You got to keep competing.
Absolutely.
Expect the unexpected. Also, she's just so fucking beautiful.
I know. You can't eliminate her. She's too beautiful.
She's literally so hot. It's crazy.
So we're about to get a fucking twist. Let's do this.
2 bodies. Yeah, that's right. I got 1 clock left, man. One is Smiley.
1 clock
One
left.
is Hottie. 2 bodies.
Hottie is just a complete liar. She lies about everything. She's only here for his money.
Smiley really does have some emotional issues that she's got to go.
But I want to say one thing. Before I give away this clock, hold that, Rick.
Yes, sir.
Elimination tonight was going as usual. And then...
Before I give away that clock, I know who's not going to get a clock. And the reason why you're not going to get a clock from me, Hottie, first of all, I watched you on TV on Blind Date. And the way you treated my man, that wasn't cool. I'm not looking for a woman like that. That's some gold digger type of
I'm a mortgage broker.
Oh, really? Cha-ching, cha-ching.
So your time is up. You got to go, baby. I don't like nobody being around me fake, man.
Thank you. I'd like to thank you for your time in your house.
Thank you.
And I've been only genuine and honest with you.
No, you haven't. You haven't been genuine and you haven't been honest. You've been playing me all of this time, and that ain't cool. I like a girl that's real. You know what I'm saying? For real, your speeches is fake.
Okay, every time she blinks, they all do this bicycle.
Like bicycle
That's so funny. Look at
All
Goldie's
that is
face.
fake, and that is for real.
It's so
your
funny.
time is up, Hottie. You can't come around me faking and expect
New York
me to
is
be a nice guy
cackling.
about it. I was heated, and I ain't gonna lie, but I kind of vented on Hottie a little bit. But I don't like nobody coming around me being fake, man. For real. Your time is up. You gotta go. We'll see you later, Hottie.
If you can tell, he doesn't want to hug her.
He is not. He's
me
backing
out in the
away
manner
from
that
her.
he
He
did.
does not want to
I'm
hug
shocked.
her.
Flav doesn't seem to understand who I am, and I do believe that I was the best woman for him in the house. And I think that he will realize that later on in life.
This clock right here belongs to Smiley.
When he told Hottie it's not her, I was a little bit shocked.
I also I love that she is eliminated in the only dress that is actually flattering on her.
Yeah, it's been this, and she's had one other dress, the one she wore to the home.
Yeah.
The little the whatever.
Yeah, this is
long
the...
sleeve one.
So...
It's also not a great dress.
No! Oh, no, it's not. Those fucking chicken feathers and tinsel? No.
It could have, if without that, I think it would have been a very cute dress.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
It's a shock red dress with crazy shock red feathers
Yeah.
and pieces of tinsel sticking out at the top and the bottom.
Yes. Chicken feathers.
Chicken feathers. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
She's a prize chicken.
Quack, quack.
But when that clock was meant for me, I felt great. I wanted to cry.
Now, before I give you this clock, Smiley, you know I love you, man. The reason why I can't give you this clock from the bottom of my heart.
You had a clock for Smiley, but...
You're still in love with your ex-husband. I don't want to send you home, Smiley, because you're beautiful and the connections that I made with you was genuine. But it's just that your issues, baby. You got some issues, man, and I just really want you to go and take care of it, okay? And you know I love you, so please respect this decision.
I do. Thank you.
Please. I love you, Smiley.
We let him know, Smiley didn't know if she wanted to be here. She definitely deserved to have, been eliminated tonight.
I really wish that Smiley did not have those issues going on at home, because maybe she might be the one.
Thank you.
I love you.
She might
I
be
regret
the one.
not telling Flav about my ex-husband. I felt that I was the one for Flav. Because I deserve true love.
Well, I mean, I think he handled that really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
he handled that. It's just so funny to see the stark freaking contrast between how he treats Hottie, screaming at her and throwing her out of the house.
Yep.
And then with like Smiley moments later being like, I love you, I care about you, I need you to get like your head and your heart right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I mean, he has every right to say that. Yeah. And it's just, I think my guess is because they had that serious connection on that first date so long ago.
Yeah.
So long ago they had that connection where she does talk about being so heartbroken from her ex. I feel like that's why it's like he probably kind of understands why it might be hard for her to talk about it. Yeah. And it's like, so I'm sure he doesn't look at it as like her being fully dishonest. Yeah. I think that's part of it too. Like he I think is pretty understanding.
Yeah, I agree. I think so too.
That's
it. I mean, this episode had so much. It was very wild. It's a lot of
nuts.
This was packed full.
This was a lot of drama. For the last episode to be a little on the drier side with drama, this is a every minute counts.
Yeah, because now, I mean, we're down to
the final 5. No, final 4.
Final 4.
Because 2 girls went home right
now.
Yeah. Final 4.
Oh, that I'm ready.
So yeah, he takes them to Palm Springs.
Yep.
They yeah, it seems like we get to kind of go on some more adventures, and then we're moving pretty quick from here. I think we have we have 3 actual episodes left.
Yeah.
So
until the
finale.
Mm-hmm.
And then the reunion, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we have episode 7, episode 8, and then finale, and then reunion.
Yeah.
So this is crazy. There is a light at the end of the tunnel.
That is this has been so fun. The show it's just great.
It's really fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get into it. Bridgette Nielsen, thanks for being you. She's a bananas person. But also I just think it's funny her being Cancer and then Hoops being a Cancer with that.
Yeah, back and forth. Boop bop boop.
For
bop,
what
boop,
looks
bop,
like
boop, bop.
hours.
Yeah. Oh, all night. I mean, all day. Truly all day, because it really starts when she starts doing the lie detector test.
So the lie detector test, and then they go to that bar.
Yeah.
And it starts at the bar, and then they go to a second location, and they're still arguing.
Yep.
You can't even look at your phone. You're one of the other girls. You're just sitting there listening.
Yeah.
You can't. It's probably hard to even have a conversation.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the other people because they're just yelling. But anyway, so we're more drama to come.
Yeah, more drama to come.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much for watching and supporting us. We really appreciate it.
Subscribe, turn on notifications. Find us if you want to listen. You can't watch. You want to listen. We're on all the Spotify things. If you can't listen, you want to watch. Find us on YouTube.
You can also watch on Spotify.
You can watch us on Spotify.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I know they do.
I would honestly if people that are only listening, which is amazing. I would watch it. It is worth watching. Our editor is incredible. Thank you so much, Travis.
It looks like we're in the walls of a vagina.
Vagina.
It's so pink in here.
But thank you, Travis, for doing all of your editing.
Thanks for doing everything.
This show would not be as funny if it was not for him.
I don't know that it would be happening.
No.
Not as consistently. Anyway, thank you, Travis. Follow us on Instagram. What's Their Sign Pod?
Yeah, you can email us at what'stheirsignpod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And you can also, if you would like to support us, you can support us on subscribe to our Patreon. Exclusive content. Whole pics. And to help kind of keep us consistent going. It's a lot of work, and we're having so much fun doing this, but it's always I'm expensive.
She's expensive.
I'm expensive.
We have spending problems.
Yes.
Help us, we're poor.
I like bad bitches, that's my fucking problem.
Yeah. We're bad at budgets. We're also bad at goodbyes. Follow us on TikTok. What's Their Sign Pod? Everything What's Their Sign Pod. Turkey Fall. It's almost Thanksgiving. It's spooky season.
Woo!
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye. We love you.